Hello, everyone. My name is Bernardo Sim, and I'm a writer for Pride. Today, I'll be speaking with Courtney from Love Island USA Season 4. So let's get started. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Pretty good. Thank you. Thank you. Well, first things first, my husband and I were actively rooting for you the entire season. You were our absolute favorite contestant in the villa. How would you describe your time on Love Island?
Oh, thank you so much. It's really sweet. I would describe my time on Love Island as really unpredictable and very fast-paced. Yeah, it was really fun too, obviously. I loved making all the connections. Like, even though I didn't make a love connection, like, I definitely fell in friendship love. So that was amazing.
Absolutely. You pursued relationships with Felipe, with Bryce, and with Chad in the villa. While filming, did you feel really confident about any of those connections, or did you feel like something was always off with those three guys?
I was 100% vulnerable from the beginning, like no walls up, because that's just how I am, like in real life too. I'm just always just like, this is me. So yeah, in the beginning of all the relationships, I was really confident because the way I am with other people is I'm like up here with trust, and like with time it goes down, or it stays here, it goes higher, whatever. But yeah, like I'm not the other way around. Like I know a lot of people are like, you have to earn my trust. I'm like, it's already here. Now give me a reason to keep it here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that. It was particularly difficult to understand what was going on between you and Chad towards the end of your time in the villa. At the same time that you guys were having conversations about pursuing other people, it felt like you kept coming back to each other and not wanting to like officially end things. What was your assessment about what was going on between you guys towards the end?
Well, I had given Chad a lot of time to explore other girls, and I just like kind of sat back because I already knew what I wanted. And I just wanted to be on the same page at the end. I knew the show was ending and I just wanted to finally have a home with someone. But he just wanted to continue like playing around with like other girls and stuff, and that just wasn't my style. And I know we're there to like explore different connections. That's why with like Kat and Casa more, and like with Phoebe when we got back, I was so open. I was like, yeah, have your experience, do your thing, but I want an answer at the end of the day after I give you this time to make up your mind. And if you still don't have an answer, then you just clearly don't know what you have in front of you. Or maybe if you click with someone else, then like go do that. But like don't string me along and like keep me like hanging on by a thread and like tell me you're gonna like you're for me, but like you're really like for other girls mostly. It's like, don't play with me, sir. Like the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like maybe outside of the show he's like really cool. I don't know, but like in the show I felt like he did like kind of play with me a lot. But I am still really thankful for like the short connection that we had.
Yeah. If Chad had been on the same page as you, were you that confident in that relationship that like you would have stuck by him till the end?
Yeah. I was really confident that I was going to stick by him till the end. I actually told him that like I wasn't really interested in like getting to know other people like fully. So yeah, it was just like really up to him at that point. And yeah, then he like, the girls got back from the hike and he like told Mackenzie, who I love by the way, she's dope as fuck, that he was open to like getting to know her. And I was just like, well, if you're gonna keep on like doing this with me, like, you know, then I just don't do this anymore pretty much. So yeah, we broke up the day of the recoupling, like the day like before the night of the recoupling, and it wasn't aired, but yeah, so I was actually really happy with my decision because I felt like he didn't deserve me in a way.
Yeah, I agree. Needless to say, I was extremely shocked by your elimination. given that you had an amazing friendship with everyone in the villa, and we've seen so many times, you know, people get saved by friends just to stick around and have more chances at finding a connection. Were you surprised by your elimination, or did you have a sense that it would probably happen that night?
No, I knew my time was coming to an end, and like Joel was really cool, but like, and like really sexy, obviously, but we just didn't like click on that like intimate level, like mentally. But he was really cool, and I also like appreciate who he is as a person. And then Chad, like I had broken up with him that day, so I knew he wasn't going to save me. We actually talked about it after. I was like, what if you saved my ass after I broke up with you? He was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I guess you knew it was coming then.
Yeah, like I was just so exhausted from continuously having to like validate my worth over and over again. I was like, this is not queen shit only. It's time for me to go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So one of the fun facts that the show released about you in your introduction to the press, and the reason why we're interviewing you, was that you have been in relationships with both men and women in the past. To my knowledge, that had never been publicized in your intro package on Love Island, even in the UK, ever. This was like the first time that a Love Island contestant was like actively described as like bisexual going into the show. Do you consider yourself bisexual? Do you use labels at all? How do you feel about any of that?
Yeah, I definitely consider myself bisexual. And that's really cool. I didn't really realize that I was like the first bisexual contestant until I got out. So that's also like really interesting. Yeah. We've had to just to clarify, we've had girls come out as bisexual during the show, but it was the first time that like before the show premiered, that was already clear about you. So that was the first time that you were described as bisexual before the show even began. It usually happened that someone was already in the villa and they came out. So that was pretty historic. Thank you. I also think there's a difference between like actually being interested in girls and finding them attractive, because obviously girls are sexy as fuck. I feel like every woman is bisexual, you know what I mean? Like girls are hot, like of course. Like I feel like a lot of girls are like bisexual, but like to actually like be down to like date a woman and like share your life on a romantic level with a woman is different than like wanting to make out and like wanting to hook up once or try it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So would you be interested in having a relationship with a woman if that happened?
Of course I would. I love women. And my relationships with my ex-girlfriends were actually like some of like the deepest and like just most amazing connections I've ever had in my life. Like we're still really close friends.
Yeah. Well, we are an LGBTQ publication, so can you talk about your journey figuring out your sexual orientation over the years? How did you experience that, and how did you come to the conclusion that yes, I'm bisexual and open about it?
Yeah, so in high school, I was going to private Catholic school from preschool until 8th grade, and I wanted to go to a public high school to experience life more because I felt really sheltered. And my first best friend I made in the high school was bisexual, and like we were having a sleepover at her house and she like tried to hook up with me, and I was like, whoa, like I wasn't even thinking about this. And then I was just like really awkward, like, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And then like through time I developed feelings from her, but like didn't really realize what was happening. And I like fell in love with her, and then I realized I was bisexual through like that, and we would hold hands in the hallways, and like people would be like lesbians, and we'd be like, fuck yeah, we are. Like it was really fun. It was a fun like first like bisexual like romantic experience, and I love her so much.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that you are bisexual wasn't specifically highlighted on the show, at least not from what we saw in the episodes. Were all the other Islanders aware that you were bi, or was it something you only shared with a few of them? How did that go in your interactions in the villa?
Yeah, the other Islanders were aware that I was bi, because I told like everyone when we were talking about like our past relationships and stuff that I had two ex-girlfriends. So yeah, and everyone who like pursued me was like, so the guys and girls that come in here typically have like, what is it, 7 or 8 options, but I had 14. So
yeah,
I got asked about that a lot. And I was like, yeah, it's really hard in here, honestly.
Felipe and Bryce have also been eliminated. They were eliminated before you. Have you talked to both of them, either of them, since leaving the villa?
Yeah, I've talked to Bryce since I left the villa. Yeah, he's really sweet. Felipe hasn't reached out, but like, obviously no hard feelings or anything. He's still a dope person.
Right. Have you been in touch with any of your other co-stars who had already been eliminated before you?
Yeah, Serenity actually FaceTimed me when she was with Tyler, like when he landed. Like I got a like FaceTime from her and I was like, oh shit, okay. I wasn't expecting him to be with her, so I was like, that's dope as fuck. And then Maddie and I have been texting a lot. And then Andy and I just like a little bit over Instagram, and like some of the Casa girls like Bella and Shantae and I have been like texting a little bit. They're so cute.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you feel ready to watch yourself back on the show and see how your experience played out, or are you tentative about watching the season back?
Oh, I've already like watched all the way up to my episode.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, at first I was like really nervous about watching it, but I actually liked it a lot.
Yeah, I've just heard from so many other Islanders, like there are Islanders to this day that they say, I haven't seen my season at all. So I was wondering how your experience was.
Yeah, I mean, I was having a lot of fun through my experience, and I feel like I had a different journey than most people.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I just felt like maybe I should just watch it, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Of course, this is just predictions, but who are you rooting for to win this season?
I really think my baby girls, Zita and Timmy, are gonna win.
Yeah,
you know, they just have like a very pure, like witnessing it in person, like authentic love that like you can tell they're both like there genuinely because of each other, for each other. Like of course there's an incentive at the end, but honestly like they deserve it for what they have gone through. Yeah, and all of those like OG couples and Naja and Jeff too, like I feel like they genuinely do have like a strong connection, so it was just nice to witness like in person.
Yeah, absolutely. My last question is, what's next for Courtney? What are you most focused on doing now that your journey on Love Island has come to an end?
Yeah, so I'm filming my first YouTube video. I was gonna do it this week, but I have a lot of appointments and like press things this week, so I'm actually gonna do it next week. And yeah, hopefully I'll launch that like next week as well. So I'm really excited because I have like a lot of segments that I want to do, and I'm getting a lot of requests for videos also. So I'm really excited to launch it.
Awesome. Well, I'm definitely subscribing to that.
Yes.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.